Welcome to the 2020 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Yeast Experiment. Brought to you by our proud sponsors. Woody's Homebrew Store. Use code Brewtubers for 10% off your entire order and get free shipping on any order over $58. Go to www.woodyshomebrew.com. Imperial Yeast, a half stainless steel mash panel sponsor of the Brewtubers Online Brewers Club and official yeast provider of the Yeast Experiment. Imperial Yeast offers brewers of all sizes access to world-class yeast and the best possible customer and technical support. Be sure to grab a pack or two now at your local homebrew shop or Woody's Homebrew. And lastly, Hopsteiner, the official hops provider of the 2020 Yeast Experiment. Get brewing.
Hey everybody, Main Brew Guy, 1 of 3 for the next round. First one up is from the Dean's List. He called it the Kick-Ass IPA. Okay, alright, from water chemistry to cold dry hopping, this particular beer kicked my ass. But I'm glad I did it because the result was an awesome beer that tastes, well, kicks ass. Imperial Flagship. The Dean's List. All right, here we go. All right, a slight hiss, but I do see a little foam in the neck. Let's go for the pour. Hopefully we get that on camera. Probably my hand's in the way. Oh, okay, I'm gonna leave the dregs behind. I could see I was pouring some in. Alright, so Chico didn't come too clear. Usually it clears up. That's actually very hazy. It's probably the same color as... Yeah, let's get your bottle back in the shot. This is really close to... Who was that? Was it Wally's? Well, the first one, that would be a Portly Gentleman. Pretty close to Portly Gentleman's. So yeah, it's got a nice one finger head. It's a tight pillowy tight pillowy head. What a beautiful color. I love this color. We did nail the color. Hey, let me get these glasses on. I always do that. Okay, let's get an aroma. So I'm getting a bready... Oh my god, that is so nice. It's like a bready, slight yeast character, clean malt, no hops. So yeah, no hops on the aroma. It's malt, yeast character. Yeah, real nice. So this is kind of the, what do you call it? The theme, I suppose, of these beers. Which is actually good because, all right, so let's think about this for a minute. If we had like this powerful hop aroma, that would be great. That's a great beer. It sounds amazing. But would we be able to really discern what's going on with the yeast? I'd say no. So I'm liking this. Yeah, that's I don't know where it finished because Mike didn't put that information on the label. But this one feels a little drier than the others did. It's not like astringent drier. It's just, you can tell that it probably finished out a little lower. Like the other ones, it has a nice citrus to malt balance that's perfect. There's no real back-end bitterness. It's really nice. It almost, I like the other ones I've suggested, it almost would classify itself as being like a strong ale. Very clean, crisp, easy drinking, malt and citrus on the flavor. The aroma is more of that bready on this one. This one's more bready than all of the other ones so far. But a nice bready, not overpowering like rising dough kind of breadiness. Just a slight breadiness riding there with the malt. And this sort of clean, refreshing aroma that's just so inviting. And I've gotten that on all the ones I've tried thus far. So Mike, very nice rendition. I'm not sure why it didn't come clear though, which is weird because I used Kvike and it came clear. Maybe Imperial Chico doesn't come clear. I don't know. I think I would have probably tried USO5 in that case. But it doesn't need to be clear, to be honest with you. Most of the beers are going to be hazy, I would suspect. And to me, it doesn't really matter if it's got a slight haze to it. Or, I know for you, when we talk West Coast IPA, you like a crystal clear, count the bubbles kind of clarity. That's not really important to me. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna enjoy this. It's really good. It sort of has that yeast character that I was picking up with. What did I write that? I gotta write that down too. Oh yeah, so it was Imperial 815. I'm getting kind of the same, a little bit of that same yeast. It's not a phenol. It's I don't know what I mentioned. A yeast character, which is, it's no fault and flaw of the brewer. It's just what the yeast imparts. So I'll write that down and I'll cut this part out. Okay, I'm back. Taking my notes on this. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this with my dinner, because my dinner, I just heard beep, so that means it's done. So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this with my dinner. In fact, you sent me two, so I'm gonna crack open the second one and continue to enjoy it with my dinner. Thanks, Mike. Really nice rendition. I know you were a little disappointed with the clarity. I wouldn't be. Obviously, you crushed all these beers away. They're gone, as are mine. So it was a pretty good beer on its own. So I'm very excited about the recipe. I'm excited about all the different yeasts that I'm going to get to try against it, and I'm definitely going to brew it. But I'm going to up the dry hops definitely, and I'm going to use a clarifying agent. All the things that we wanted to do with the last one, but we really wanted to see what the yeast are doing, because some yeast may not need a clarifying agent, and why use it if you don't need it? So that's kind of why I didn't want to use it for the recipe. I hope that everybody understands that. Okay, cheers. Hey everybody, Main Brew Guy. 3, 4, 5. Fifth beer. Woodshed Brewing. Okay, this one is Brewlocity blend. Okay. So this is from Dennis, and he also cans, although he uses the regular canning mouth, not the wide mouth like Bradley. Okay. But you guys are using pounders. I don't get it. Alright, so right off it looks like Dennis is pouring a little darker. Almost like Exit 12's beer. Okay. I'll leave that in the shot. You can see that in the side camera. So yeah, a little darker and cloudy. About the same head as most. Only Mike Dean's had a thicker head than that. Dissipating normal for a IPA, I would imagine. But that is so much darker. Yeah, let me put that down. It looks like it's normally carbonated. Yeah, I'm getting a little more citrus on this one. Kind of balanced with the malt. Wow, that's interesting. I'm getting pineapples too on this one. There's very faint pineapples, and I got pineapples on somebody else's too. On Joystick, I got a little bit of pineapples on Joystick. So he got 1062. That was the same as Wally, I think. Came down to 1015. Let's see here. Fermented at 64 degrees for 7 days. Okay. All right, let's get the taste. That's nice. Okay, so that has a sort of a milder caramel flavor with that same citrus that I was smelling on the nose. It's sort of like a, I wouldn't say tropical fruit. It's more like the dank citrus. Yeah, no off flavors. Really good fermentation profile. No off. Well, let's say off. That's probably not the right word. No yeast character that's on the, that I don't care for. Some yeast throw off a little bit of a character that I'm not fond of. This one does not. I wonder if it's. I'd have to check the fermentation range, but I'm wondering if it's because you fermented possibly in the lower end. Wow, I like this one a lot. Yeah, there's no back end bitterness, just like pretty much the other ones. So there's almost that APA quality or strong ale rather than an IPA. Yeah, so caramel, malt bill, not bready like Mike Dean's. Mike Dean's was more of a breadiness. This one's more of a, like I got off of Exit 12. More of a caramel, but not as much as Exit 12. Exit 12 was really caramel compared to this one. Curious why it's darker. I'm wondering if the yeast are really doing that or not. It's hard to say. I can imagine it probably does, but I wouldn't know the mechanism of why that's happening. But anyway, I like this yeast combo. It's on this beer. It's really nice. If I was to rebrew it, I'd probably back off on the caramel with this yeast. Same thing with Exit 12. Not as much on this one though. Maybe just a couple ounces, an ounce or two. Ah, here come the four-wheelers. I live out in the sticks, and that's the way I like it. Oh yeah, appropriately carbonated, really nice, easy drinking, well balanced, no off flavors. I'm really digging it. I'm actually, out of all the beers that I've had so far, which is only 5 plus my own, I've had a couple of y'all's twice because y'all sent me extras, so I drank them. But I only drank the extras after I reviewed them. Anyway, there's not a dud in the house so far. These things are really good to drink. All of them are. They're just slightly different, and you can tell it's yeast. Maybe a little bit of the brew house variables, but mostly the yeast. So I'm really digging this. I can't wait to get through them all. I don't want to rush it though, but I definitely want to get through them within a 5-day stretch. 6 maybe. Wow. Okay. I have nothing further to add, Dennis. It's well done. Darker than the others. Not sure why. Not a dig. It's just a curiosity. Same with the boys at Exit 12 was a little darker. I'm wondering if you... I'm not getting any oxidation or anything, so I don't think that's an oxidation issue. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, it has to be the yeast. There can't be that much variable in the crystal malts that we're all using. I mean, they're all pretty much... I would assume they're pretty much the same. Anyway, I'm rambling. I want to get to the next one, so I will. That's it for this one. I'm going to take down a few more notes, and hope you all are enjoying these. I surely am, and yeah. Next! Hey everybody, back again. This time it's Rekt Brewing. Let's get wrecked. All right, so he did Omega Yeast 200 and fermented at 75, and he got all the way down to 1008. So, and he had his numbers too. He was at 1065. So his beer is so far is going to be the highest alcohol content of 7.5%. Boom. All right, here we go. Oh, nice big hiss. So that's going to be appropriately carbonated. Let's see if I can jump over the wall. Oh, nope, couldn't do it. Okay. I'll pour a little gentle because I think it might be a bit carbonated. Yeah. Lively. All right. And thank you guys for putting the Brewtubers logos on there. I didn't even do that. Bad. All right, so this is about the same as 644 was as far as, no, Mike Dean's. Same color, exact, and clarity. So what do we have here? OYL? Is it OYL? Yeah, OYL 200. All right. Rekt. So he bottled this on 224. So it's almost been a month since it's been in the bottle. So nice big 1.5 finger head, nice and pillowy. That is an Omega yeast. Yeah, so I am getting more of a yeast character. I don't want to say phenol because it's not a phenol. It's what you would expect with that yeast. It's what it throws off. Yeah, it's just all yeast character here. Not getting any aroma from the hops or the malt. It's got sort of like a what's that? What is that? Oh my god, what is that? I think I'm gonna have to go in for the taste to figure that one out. So so that's just a yeast character. And I've picked that up on Omega before, so it's not and maybe it's because I did use OYL 200 in the past. Character. Like I said, not all yeast characters I'm fond of. This one, so far, I'm not fond of the aroma from the yeast. Again, not a dig on the brewer at all. This is not a popularity contest. This is about the yeast and what it does to the beer. Okay, so let's see what it tastes like.
When the night is dark and you're fast somewhere in Gotham.
Yeah, you can tell this one's a little drier, a little thinner, but not astringent at all. A little more back bitterness, and I think that's because the back bitterness is sort of shining through the thinner the thinner feel because it had fermented down so much. So more appropriately balanced here for the back end bitterness on this beer for sure. You know, good thing is I'm not picking up that yeast character in the flavor so much, just a little bit. It's dancing on my tongue. It's super carbonated. Some people like that. For this style, it's probably just a tad overcarbonated, but I tend to do that myself. I always feel like it's better to be overcarbonated than undercarbonated because you can always let it set and let it outgas a little bit. But if it's undercarbonated, you're just kind of fucked. So it's so weird. So I get this clean profile. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. And then just beside it, or maybe underneath it, or with it, I don't know how else to articulate that, is that yeast character from OYL 200 that I'm not super fond of. It's really, I mean, I got to dig for it. I'm picky. I'm being picky on the yeast. It drinks incredibly well. And it's balanced. Like even down at 1.008, it's not astringent. It's smooth on the tongue. And I'm sure that's the water profile. It's bright. And this one is bright. So this water profile is better for you than what you got coming out of the ground. It almost has, it's really funny, but I'm going to say this and it's going to sound like bizarre. But if you've ever had sea squench, it almost has a little bit of that sea squench smell from Dogfish. Oh my god, yeah. It's not nearly as predominant as sea squench, but it's there just a tad. When you drink this one, when you get to the middle of the beer or the middle of your palate before it finishes out, what a great flavor it has there. Yeah, it's good drinking beer. So let me write these notes down. I'll cut this part out. Okay, Matt, don't get me wrong, I've graded this actually quite high as far as the yeast beer combo. Anyway, I'm rambling. All right, guys, this concludes the what is this, 204? Yeah, 204 of the 2020 yeast experiment from Brewtubers. Check us out, brewtubers.com. Cheers.